Hey everyone, Crash and Crash Customs, Lake Havasu, Arizona. It's Sunday at the shop, and I'm still working on the Cadillac wheel well openings. Yesterday, I busted out the front section on this fender. If you didn't see the previous video, I opened this up, tweaked it, modified it, right? Go see the video. It's informative. Today, I'm gonna pull this dent on the bottom, realign the fender, and hopefully cut this and refit it so the backside of this wheel will turn and not hit the fender. Let's do it. Let me show you a good fender that's not damaged, right? This is nice and straight all the way down the side. There's an inner brace, little brace right here from the cowl to the front edge of the fender, and nothing is bent, right? So this is what we want the other side to look like. Okay, and now the damaged side. It'll be a little bit of work, right? This brace jacked up. The good thing is the cowl piece looks undamaged, nice and strong there. This bottom is rolled up. This is actually supposed to be like that. Obviously, the bottom is punched up, but also when it punched up, it had to go somewhere. So this is actually curved out, but it looks like it's pretty much just on the lower part of the fender. It didn't mess up the body line up above. This backside of the fender is only bolted on in 3 spots. Usually, most GMs, it's just in 2, top and bottom. There's a bolt, I'll show you, kind of in the middle. Well, I wouldn't say in the middle, but right here, lower fender, upper fender, and then there's one from the bottom side. I am going to probably leave these nice and tight so I can really reef on this fender. And then now, once I get this straight, I'll probably loosen the other 2 up because the fender does need to go down just a little bit. The pinstripe looks fairly lined up, so I'm not sure like when this all happened, but this top edge, it's off like probably 1/8, which is it's kind of surprising really that the pinstripes line up. But whatever the history is of the car. I don't know when it got pinstriped, before or after. And this body line, this needs to come out a little bit, so ain't gonna happen on its own. Let's do it. I have that little brace removed and straightened just like the other side. It was pretty jacked, but it went back to where it needs to be pretty easily. And right now I got the fender set up for me to start pulling on the sheet metal here. This front edge of the fender ratchet strapped, so when I crank on this to bring the sheet metal back down to where it's supposed to be, this is solid, right? Front of the fender opening here is solid, back is solid, it's still bolted. So just start moving the metal. This one bolt here that I took out, little annoying. The clip was torn from when it took the hit, but anyways, got it out. Let's start bending this and see what happens. I got a good idea what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be happy when we're done. We are way closer. Considering this is going to get covered with trim, I could probably just call it done, but you know, I gotta go a little further. I think right now I'm going to align this fender to the door so the skins line up nice and the door opens and closes without rubbing the fender, and then tweak this a little bit more. This metal got I mean, you saw the dent, it got stretched. It's stretched right here quite a bit, but as you can see, it's fairly close. Down here could be messed with a little bit more. I'm going to take this paint off, and I might get the shrinking disc out here too a little bit and fine tune it. I really don't want to take the fender off completely. This is supposed to be this whole project is supposed to be kind of a easy project, easy, you know, project, easier than this car over here that I got going on. There's videos of this for sure. There's a big folder. That's a big project. Rotisserie, you can't get it any more apart than that. I don't want that for this car. This is supposed to be just a nice street car, and you know, whatever. It probably wouldn't take a ton of time to pull a fender off, but I'm trying to make this fun, right? That over there is fun, but it's a work kind of fun. To me, this is just supposed to be no work involved, right? You know, I don't know, mentally, I guess. This is supposed to be just fun. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to align this skin to the door, and I'm going to mess with this just a little bit more and call it time to move on to slicing and dicing that. Let me show you this little bit of janky chaos. I have the top of the front fender to the door. Perfect, right? Take a straight edge to the top of the body line. Nice. No weird gap or rocking back and forth. Same with the side. So what happened was, you know, there's a bolt up here, bolt in the jamb, and there's also a bolt right here. When I undid that one, that was the last one I did, the front kind of dropped slightly enough that it made this look awful. So man, when you don't have enough hands or whatever, ratchet straps, jack with a 2x4. You saw I already had this ratchet strap in here to keep this from bouncing out. But you know, when you're thinking about how to accomplish something by yourself and to get whatever you're doing right, don't forget to think about what could happen if it went wrong. Like, you know, obviously if something happened with this strap, don't have your face right here looking down tightening that bolt, right? I mean, same with this rickety plan here. That was to get the fender up a little bit because like I said, when I loosened it, everything dropped, right? So right now, anyways, right now I got that bolt tight, that bolt tight. This inner one is still loose and straight edge. You can see it's pretty obvious. I still need to put some shims in there, which there's already a crazy amount of shims in there, but that's the tolerance GM had back in the 80s. Really? I don't know. Maybe with computers their tolerances are a little bit different now, but whatever, who cares? Put a shim in and be cool. I got the lower body line where I want it. Straight edge. Nice gap right there. Right? And the body line lines up super nice when you stand back and take a look, but I still got some wobbles down here. And yeah, I know, like I said, the rocker trim covers this all, but I think I can get that better. See how how far off that is. Like it ain't great at all. This is out, this is in. If I bring this out, it brings this out even more. So I'm going to attempt the shrinking disc on this area right here. See if I can tighten that up and hopefully get that part out. And if it works great, right? If not, I'll shortcut it and just put the rocker trim on and pretend it never happened. That shrinking disc did help. I am a little happier. It basically it just rides along on the high spots of the sheet metal, gets it nice and hot, and tightens it up. Cold water, well, it's summer here, so 90-degree water is cooler, and it'll tighten it up. Let's see here. This like middle area here, I'm super happy with that. That had a bulge in the center, and it's causing that to rock, which, you know, if this stuff isn't lined up proper, when you put the trim on, that isn't going to line up proper. You're going to force it on and end up breaking plastic clips somewhere down the road. So anyways, I'm pretty happy with it to about here. Below that, I'm not so much. Not so much. It's not bulging out, which is good, but right now this right here, this end is curved out, right? So that will be relieved when I cut this to make the wheel well opening a little larger. So I think that's what my next plan is going to be. Just start messing with this, cut this piece off. Hopefully it will loosen things up here and I can realign and bring this bottom edge out a little bit more. It's I'm not happy with it, but like I said before, I'm also not spending time taking this fender off, not for what I'm going for as an end result to this. I'm ready to make my first cut. Pretty much this layout is the same as the front, what I did. I'm going to be cutting on the outside edge of the tape all the way down, cut this whole piece off, reposition it, and this cut here I feel is pretty much in the center of the curve here. And I made a quick paper template of this and transferred it to the other side. So everything is going to be cut exactly the same from side to side. All that's left now is to start cutting and fitting. I got this nice and straight to the door skin. Right? Pretty damn good. That was just from the factory. This point was pushed out a little further than this point, but it's all adjustable on the back side here, so that this side trim should fit super nice. Well, there was a lot of cool sparks when I cut this. Camera was on, but I didn't hit record. Anyways, what difference does it make? The piece is cut. You can see right here, boom, that was where it was. And it's I want to take just a little bit more, maybe a ½ inch more off of this, so I can slide my fingers through there And let me move the wheel a little bit here. It's super close to this inner fender piece, but that's that'll get either bent, or I could slice right here too and refit that. This piece is cut and I'm starting to fit it. I trimmed a little bit off this fender, like I said, right here. Not much, but enough, hopefully. But because I forgot to turn the camera on when I cut this the first time, nobody saw the fender spring in or the lip spring out, right? You can see this is just natural. Nothing is being forced right now. And like I said, I have this fender lined up pretty nice to the rocker. So did this spring in out because it was punched in from the bottom and it stressed the metal? Won't really know that answer until I cut the passenger fender and see if that springs in and out. But I can fix this. You know, you don't really want to force metal, like clamp it and, you know, hold it and then tack it. You really want everything just to fit nicely without any force, because down the road, forced metal, it's gonna do weird things in the long run. Hopefully the long run, might even happen in the short run of things. So I can put this piece, I'm gonna clean this up, clean the paint off, and I can put this piece here in my shrinker stretcher. I'll be shrinking this and drawing this in, changing the contour of this. Let me show you. That shrinker action worked great. Check out this side profile. Really, really nice. Just two magnets holding this on. Nothing is being forced into position. It is ready for the edges. I need to clean the paint off the edges so I can weld this on. I'm going to put a little slice here and here like I did on the front, because if you look close enough, this curve kind of whoop at the seam, very slightly, but relief cut and then tap this up like I did on the front piece, and the contour will be perfect. Really happy with that. You can see how much this has been moved back. This is the inner piece, and I'll have a measurement of this compared to stock when I'm done. But these shrinker stretchers work awesome. You'd be surprised how often you're going to use it if you don't have one and you're thinking about getting it. Right now, these are the jaws to shrink. You press down on the pedal and you can see it brings the metal in together. They got dies for stretching. It does the opposite. fender is all welded up, ground down smooth, and got some nice clearance in there. I'm happy with that. The inner fender structure, though, it's not going to flex like this one flexed. Well, you know, I didn't have to cut and weld anything here to change this. I just hammered this forward and bolted it in, and it clears beautifully. But there's too many body lines in here to allow that to happen, so probably be easier to see it from the other side. But basically inside here, I'm going to do a nice pie cut, wider down here, obviously thinner towards the top, cut out a section, push this back, bolt it in, and then weld up the seam and have it all finished on the inside proper, like, you know what I mean? So I'm pretty happy with this clearance. There's plenty of room there, right? So super close to calling it done. Inner fender piece is done. Came out super nice, way nicer than what it needs to be for an inner fender that nobody will ever see. But I'll probably spray some maybe black bed liner on here. I kind of like the texture of that, and keep that all protected, right? Obviously I got the outside done. I did not need to do a connecting piece from like I did over here, right? When I moved all this around, there's a little triangle piece where this was not connected to this, but this brace holds everything in place. And this looks just like the passenger side that I have not cut. See, this is how they did it from the factory, right? So we're looking good. I think we're looking good. This was shortened 3/4 of an inch, so I brought this back on an angle from here 3/4 of an inch. I think, you know, for the fun of it, I'll bolt the wheel well trim on, screw it on just along the top here. It's not gonna hit these points. And I also welded up the holes, the mounting holes for that wheel trim, because once the trim gets stretched, those holes aren't gonna line up. These holes, oh, I forgot to grind that one down. All right, but the holes that whoever drilled through the rocker trim, you remember that, I welded those up too. So I want to do that. I want just to see how much I got to work the wheel well trim. I'm going to put it on real quick. Hold on. Wheel well trim screwed on along the top, where obviously nothing has changed. The back, you can see 3/4 of an inch, right? I'm going to have to do some fitment there. Start at the curve. This probably could be forced on if you wanted to muscle it, but the front, that's where we took the most out. You can see right there. There's going to take some work to get that to fit right. Maybe the next video will be me fitting the trim. I do have to, you know, cut and fit this part of the fender along here. You don't need to see me do that twice. Got the front done, right? So, I don't know. Let me know. Let me know if you guys want to see me modify the trim. Not only this has to be modified, but the stainless rocker trim that's here, that'll have to be modified, and this trim too. This one, I need to find a good one, but either way, I can modify the other side if I'm waiting for that. So this is where I'm gonna end this video. I'm super stoked about how everything is fitting. I still haven't put the wheel on to see about turning, to see if it's gonna rub the frame. I'll worry about that next time, but for now, that is gonna be that. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And did I earn it? Did I earn a thumbs up? Did I earn a like? Did I earn a comment? Let me know, please. I got more to come on this for sure. Probably should do something on that too.